Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 5th July 2024. So let's get started. So here I am taking only PDF of the notes that I made, and we are going to have discussions on this topic. So first of all, I will read out the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. So first topic is Jaishankar meets Wang Yi, says LAC must be respected. So in this title, the keyword here is LAC. Okay, so what is this LAC? LAC is nothing but line of actual control. Line of actual control. So where we can fit this article? In our GS paper 1 under geography. So in geography, especially when you are reading Indian geography, you will be seeing this topic, especially regarding boundaries of India. So whenever you're seeing boundaries of India with other countries, we have this LAC, we have LOC, and also we have Park Strait, right? So in that context, you will be seeing this, okay, LAC. And apart from that, from GS paper 2 under international relations, so this topic will comes under India-China relations. So India is the immediate neighbor of India, right? So this comes under India and its neighborhood relations. So now I want to draw a map to show you exactly what is the issue. So here we have China and here this is India. So India and China, they are sharing boundary, right? So here we have this LAC, line of actual control. Here we have LOC, line of control. So don't confuse with this LOC and LAC. So LAC is between India and China and LOC is between India and Pakistan. Okay, and the region which is present here, so actually it is integral part of India. So this part is called as Aksai Chin. But this is under control of China. It is occupied by China. So the demarcation line between India and China, now we are calling it as LAC, line of actual control. And wherever China is sharing boundary with not only India but any other country, so whenever you're talking about boundary, so we have two types of boundaries, right? So first one will be land boundary. So land boundary is also called as continental boundary. Okay, land boundary is also called as continental boundary. And next one is we have boundary in water. It is called as maritime boundary. So China, which is sharing either continental boundary or maritime boundary with any country, so it is having disputes. So continental boundary dispute, for example, you can write about LAC between India and China, and maritime boundary you can write about the South China Sea dispute. So when I discussed about micro listing of topics, I said about 9-dash line, artificial islands which are building by China, and the issues between China and other countries regarding Kuril Islands, and as well as Scarborough Islands, Parcel Islands and Spratly Islands, right? So those comes under your maritime issues of China with other countries. And if you see continental, we have this LAC issue between India and China. And here also we have three sectors where China and India border issue is there. So this part is our western sector. Okay, this part is called as western sector, and here we have central sector, and this part is your eastern sector. So in these three areas we have these issues with China. So western sector we have this LAC issue, and the central sector we have issue in this Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh region, and in the western sector, so China is entirely claiming this Arunachal Pradesh region. So entire Arunachal Pradesh state is claimed by China. So recently, 2 to 3 months ago, so there was issue, that is, so along this boundary, okay, near this Arunachal Pradesh boundary, so China started developing model villages. Okay, so whenever it is developing this kind of villages across India and China boundary, it will be very easy for China to claim this Arunachal Pradesh and to occupy this Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so these are the things that are involved here. And especially regarding this LAC, now our External Affairs Minister, he is talking with External Affairs Minister of China. So because of that, that is the news. So yesterday and day before yesterday's article, we studied about this SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and there are 8 members in this, right? So China is also a member and India is also a member. So in this meeting, so India got an opportunity to talk with this Chinese counterpart regarding this resolving of LAC issue. So here I am saying that resolving of LAC issue. So when this issue had been started, so in this 2020, in 2020 April and March time, so here what happened? The standoff which had been happened. So Chinese, they entered into Indian territory and they started occupying more. So because of this, we have standoff from 2020. So around in this standoff, around 20 Indian soldiers, they already been died because of the clashes between Chinese army and as well as Indian army in this Pong Yongso Lake. Okay, so that is very important. And from 2020 onwards, continuously our Indian army people and our Indian government people, they are trying to resolve this issue. And even till now, some areas, they are under control of China. So which are those areas? You have to know that Dipsang Plains and Denchuk Valley and patrolling point 15. So what is this patrolling point? Any idea, anyone? What patrolling point? So here if you see this map, so this is boundary, right? So across this boundary we have our army people, they will be patrolling. So those are called as patrolling points. So in this 2020 they occupied most of our patrolling points, and even some patrolling points are under control of China, and we want to resolve this issue. Okay, this way happens, they always want to occupy someone's territory because Chinese always follow expansionist aggressive policy, aggressive expansionist policy. Okay, they are following this aggressive expansionist policy, and whenever you're writing answer regarding LAC, you have to include this keyword, aggressive expansionist policy of China. Okay, so now let us see in detail. So here this is a map. Okay, so this is our northern part of India, right? This red color region, and here we have LAC. So this part is called as Excision. So it is under control of China now. And here in the left side, here we have LOC region. And here I want to say one important interesting thing. So here you can see one small area, right? This area. Actually, this area comes under India, but it is gifted by Pakistan to China. So this region is also under control of China now. Okay. So here this region is under control of Pakistan. So this is under China, and this part is under control of China. Okay. So those lines you have to remember, and you can get prelims question based on that. So this is our External Affairs Minister, and he is External Affairs Minister of China. Okay, so what does this article says that, yes, our External Affairs Minister, he meets Wang Yi at this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and they are focusing on this LAC, and they want to bring the peace across this LAC. Okay, so that is the thing, and you have to revise this SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So whatever the basic facts are there, you have to see them. What are the objectives of this SCO, who are the members, and why this SCO was formed, everything you have to know. And if you see in this article, what are the things that you have to focus? So there is no need of reading each and every word and writing each and every word. So only you have to know the important things, they are from our examination point of view. So actually, yes, we had meeting between our External Affairs Minister and this Wang Yi, and especially they want to address one thing, that is to bring the peace in ongoing border tensions between India and China. So first one is establishing peace and as well as tranquility. Second point is also that one only, peace and tranquility. And next one is, if we are focusing on these diplomatic talks, so whenever our diplomats, whenever they are going and talking with the diplomats of other countries to resolve these border issues, so what it shows, yes, we are focusing on our mutual respect. and we want to resolve this boundary issues as soon as possible. So if you're not resolving these boundary issues, what happens? So these issues will be persisting, so there will be no peace, so attacking, violence, everything will happen, right? So as soon as possible, we have to maintain even our national security, and we have to maintain our national borders. So if we are not maintaining our national borders, so what happens? Will the people have the trust on the government? No, right? So it is a primary thing. So ensuring the peace and security, peace and tranquility is the utmost thing, and we have to focus on that. Okay, so those things which mainly said, that's it. And here you can see western sector, and even one more point I have to add. So not only in this area, even here, can you see this map clearly? Okay, if you see, so this part is called as chicken neck corridor. So here this part is Bangladesh, right? So this is Bangladesh country, and here we have Sikkim. So this part is Sikkim, right? So here we can see a very narrow, I will take red pen. So here we can see very narrow route. So this narrow route is called as chicken neck. Chicken neck, or another name is Siliguri Corridor. It is called as Siliguri Corridor. So actually what happened was in 2017, so here we have Bhutan. So you can see Bhutan right here. Bhutan is there, and this part is China, and this part is India. So at this tri-junction means at the junction of Bhutan, China and India, at this point we have one valley that is called as Doklam Valley. It is called as Doklam Valley. So in 2017, China occupied that. So the China strategy is it wants to occupy this Siliguri corridor. So whenever this corridor is occupied by China, so northeast will be separated from main part. So it will be very difficult for India to connect this northeast. So that was one of the strategy, and even Bhutan supported India at that time. Finally, that had been resolved after a long time. So now there is an issue in this place, okay, LAC region. Clear? And now you have to know what is this LAC. LAC is nothing but line of actual control, and actually it is a demarcation that I said it is between India and as well as China. So here in this LAC, you have to know about some basic facts. So basic facts are, the first one is what is the historical context, so when it came into existence. So planning had not yet been done in your economy, right? Economy. So in planning, normally we will be having earlier 5-year plans, but now we have Niti Aayog. But in planning, when you read, you will be getting plan holidays. That means there will be no complete 5-year plans in that year. So there will be one year plan that came up by the government because of this kind of wars. So here, if you see, between India and China, in 1962, there was Sino-Indian War, that is Indo-China War. And in 1965, we had India-Pakistan War. So after once this Sino-Indian War had been done, so we came up with this demarcation line between India and China that is called as LAC. And regarding this LAC also, there is a lot of disagreement between these two countries, because if you see at that place, especially in the northern part, we have Himalayas. So whenever we are having very lofty and very high mountains there, so can we draw a line there? No, right? So because of this, there is a lot of perceptions. So here China says that until this we have this boundary, but India says that no, until this we have boundary. So because of this also, there is no proper line, demarcation line is one of the important problem behind this type of conflicts that we are having with the countries. And one more interesting thing I can say is this type of border issue is there between even India and Nepal. So you know India and Nepal, right? Nepal is present. So between India and Nepal also we have one issue. So it will be like somewhat silly only if I say that. So between India and Nepal we have natural boundary. Okay, so there is one river which is moving, and we consider that river as a boundary between India and Nepal. So the whenever rivers are moving, so there will be a problem, like they will be changing the course. For example, if the river is moving in this way, for example, it changed the course like that means, so this will be coming into the territory of one country, and one country will be losing this, right? So if this change it like this means this country will be gaining the land and this country will be losing the land. So this is the issue which is going on between India and Nepal. So the name of that river is River Kali. Okay, that you will be reading in your geography and as well as even international relations also sir will be discussing that topic. That is in the recent current affairs. Okay, next one is Western sector. So in the Western sector, as I said, extraction which is under the part of now administration under control of China. And next one is in the middle sector, you can write about Doklam issue, you can write about Uttarakhand and as well as Himachal issues. And the eastern sector, they are entirely claiming this Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, that is the thing. And especially regarding this border management, so what we have to see, like what are the solutions that are possible. So you can see those solutions. And if you are becoming an IFS officer, you have to go for mediation also with other countries. So you should be very diplomatic. Okay, so those things that you can write here, what can be done, how we can manage border, etc. So I gave you two prelims questions here. The first one is, which of the following sectors is the line of actual control divided into? So there are A, B, C, D. Tell me what is the answer. Okay, next one is the line of actual control is associated with which of the two countries? A? Okay, you should be very careful. Okay, and next one is, I want to give you one mains question. Try to write answer for this. First one is significance of line of actual control. And next one is you have to see what are the major challenges associated with this. And the third one is measures. So there are three questions included in this single question. Try to answer each sub question. Okay, and next topic here is, after Mizoram, Nagaland, Meghalaya declines Mandir tag for Ayushman health centers. So what is the issue here? Can you expect anything? What is the issue? Issue? Tell me. So here, do you know about this Ayushman Bharat scheme? Ayushman Bharat. No idea. Hmm? Regarding health only. Tell me. Mm. Okay. So this article you have to focus on Ayushman Bharat. Ayush. So it is one of the important scheme. Okay, from your GS paper 2 under governance part, and even in the same GS paper 2, you can cover under health topic also. So Ayushman Bharat is a scheme which is related to health sector. Okay, so here normal it includes even tertiary healthcare services also. So what are the dimensions you have to say is, what is this Ayushman Bharat? You have to see what is this Ayushman Bharat. What are the important features of this Ayushman Bharat? And you have to see what are the components and who are eligible and under which ministry it comes under. Okay, so actually why it is a news, because so here in this components, here we have health and wellness center. So here we have health and wellness center. So the name of that component is health and wellness center, but now government is saying that we are going to change this name of health and wellness center to Ayushman Mandir. Ayushman Mandir. So everyone knows our BJP government is promoting Hindutva. So Mandir word means, what is the meaning of Mandir? Mandir is nothing but temple. Okay, so why it is why it is declined in some states? So here, if you see the title, it says about Mizoram, Nagaland, and Meghalaya. They declines Mandir tag for Ayushman health centers. So why? Any idea? So which religion is dominant in those states? Normally northeastern states, Christianity. Okay, Christianity is very famous and is major religion. So in that Christian dominated areas, so will they accept to change this name of public centers to mandir? No, right? So that is the thing which is happening here. So you can see in this image, so they are changing as Ayushman Arogya Mandir. So it is one of the health and wellness center, and you can see like divinity, Hindutva, Hinduism. It is showcasing on this walls and with the painting everything. So because of this, what happened here is so Mizoram, Nagaland, Meghalaya, they don't want to change it into mandir. So they are not accepting this mandir tag. So even can we add this article under GS paper to polity under fundamental rights? Yes or no? In fundamental rights we have religious freedom. So there we can add. And apart from that, we can also add this article under society, under GS paper 1, under regionalism and as well as religionism. Right? So in these four, you have to focus. And apart from this, you have to know about this Ayushman Bharat scheme as well. Okay, let us see this article. So summary says that Meghalaya directly refused to rename health centers as Ayushman Arogya Mandir because the state have the responsibility to protect the rights of people. So if they are changing means they may cause communal violence. So if communal violence is happening again, there will be increased pressure on the state to maintain law and order. So to stop them, especially in this Christian majority state, they don't want to rename this wellness centers as this Ayushman Mandirs. Okay, so what are the key insights? So they are showing resistance. They don't want to change, right? Why? Because they want they are giving importance to the religious sentiments and as well as sensitivities, etc. And next one is yes, the relationship between center and state may be affected because whatever the directions are given by the center, if states they are not following means it will cause federal issues. Okay, and especially they are rejecting because they are Christian majority states. So because of this, they are opposing to the Hindu centric names. Mandir is related to Hinduism, that is temples. So these are the things that you have to learn. And apart from that, even coalition government is now at present in Meghalaya state. So there is no single party government, there is coalition party. Coalition party means 2 to 3 parties, they come together and they form the government. So whenever coalition party is there means, so here different political parties, they have different ideologies. So there will be conflict of ideologies also. If one political party is accepting that when they are recommending to change the name, they can't do that, right? So if coalition government means all governments, they have to be very sure about that, then only they can take the decision. So this is also one reason they are not accepting this. Okay, and even we have one fundamental right, that is to protect our culture. So they are like Christian majority, how they can promote this Hinduism, right? So here we have to focus on culture specific nomenclature in healthcare should not be there at anywhere. So whenever you are giving any nomenclature for health, health is required for everyone. So there we cannot promote single culture. So that's the thing which also we can learn here. Okay, that's thing. And now let us see about what are this Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center. Especially you have to know what are the important features. So on these features you may get a question, mains question. So first one is they will be focusing on primary health care. Especially they are going to give you basic healthcare services. For example, if there is any pregnant woman, proper checkups, checkups of children, or like any disease related thing they will do, or mental health related care or dental health related care, or basic some diagnostic tests they will be doing in this wellness centers. And next one is they will be focusing on preventive and promotion health. Okay, so preventive and promotion health is nothing but they will go for early screening of the disease. For example, in some seasons there will be widespread of dengue, in some areas there will be spread of malaria. So in that regions they will be going for early detection of diseases so that we can at least control to some extent. And next one is they will be focusing on infrastructure and human resources. Okay, so they will be upgrading already existing sub centers and as well as primary healthcare centers, etc. And especially they will provide some basic medicines. For example, if you get fever, you need paracetamol. So they will give at least some basic medicines, even though they are not giving the medicines for the advanced diseases like cancer. At least for the basic diseases, they will be giving some basic medicines, and even they will make the essential medicines available in their centers, and even they will be focusing on training and as well as capacity building of healthcare system. And next one is they will be focusing on even e-health solutions, and they are also upgrading their telemedicine services as well. And this one is always they will try to include local community people, so that whatever the steps they will be taking, so that will become successful. So without proper involvement of this local community, we cannot make any scheme successful. Okay, so and they will be getting funds from directly government of India, and apart from that they can also go for public private partnership collaboration, so that they will be getting some financial support. Okay, and if you see here, what are the objectives of this center? So why government came up with these centers? So there are four important objectives, and you have to make a note of this. So first one is to enhance accessibility, especially primary health care services which are present in the rural areas. They are not up to mark. So because of this, government came up with this Ayushman wellness centers, so that they want to make this healthcare accessible to everyone, and they have to understand, especially what are the problems of this underserved people and some people who are living in the remote areas. So for those people, yes, government came up with this Ayushman wellness centers. And this one is we are focusing on quality of care. So especially through this, we are trying to provide high quality of healthcare services, especially for this rural areas. And especially we are also focusing on reducing of out of pocket expenditure. So do you know what is this out of pocket expenditure? Yeah, what is this out of pocket expenditure? No idea. Okay, for example, I got a disease and I went to government hospital. So if you go to government hospital, there will be no fees, there will be no payment for medicines, or there is no payment for any test you are doing there. But what happened? So do all government hospitals, they have all facilities? Do they have like MRI facilities or CT scan or scanning X-ray facilities? No. So if you go to a doctor and if you explain your signs and symptoms, they will be giving some test to be done. So if those tests are there in that hospital, it's okay. There is no payment. If those are not available, then you will be going to the private diagnostic center and you will be doing the test there. So for there, you have to pay the money from your pocket. Okay, so after test is done, you come to the hospital again and you will be going and showing this, your reports to the doctor, and based on the reports, doctor will be giving some medicines. If that medicines are available in that government hospital pharmacy, they will be giving for free. But if not, in that case, you again go to private medical hall and you will be getting the medicines. So wherever you are using your own money, okay, that is called as out of pocket expenditure. Actually, in India, out of pocket expenditure is very high. So if you compare to that of China, there will be very less, not more than like 10%. But in India, we have 60 to 70% of out of pocket expenditure. Okay. So here, whenever we are improving infrastructure and whenever you provide the quality medical medicines and as well as quality healthcare here, then what happen automatically? So we can reduce out of pocket expenditure. So whenever we are reducing this out of pocket expenditure, then we can reduce financial burden on individuals and as well as families. That's the thing. And even we can strengthen our healthcare system. Okay, so these are the objectives of this health and wellness centers of Ayushman. Okay, so now let us see the editorials. So in this editorials, I pick up two editorials in our today's newspaper, which are very important. So first one, it is about computer literacy. So computer literacy in India needs a reboot. So the keyword is computer literacy. So how many of you know about how to operate the systems, how to use the systems? So most of you, right? At least shut down, at least a PowerPoint, MS Office, MS Word, how to use this Excel sheet, and how to make the PDFs like that, you will be knowing, right? But if you go to any rural area, so will they know about how to on the system, how to use this MS Word, and what about typing everything? Will they know? Did they know? No, right? So here, and if you want to get employment, any areas now, we need this computer literacy, because wherever you go, like even any supermarket, they are giving bill in the computer system. They will be entering everything, they will be scanning the QR code, and based on that they will be giving you the bills. Okay, right? So actually this article is saying that computer literacy is very important in our today's world. For example, if you go to any bank or if you're going to any hospital, they are entering details in the system and they're giving the printouts. Okay, so if you see in banking, healthcare and various government services, now digital literacy or digital computer literacy is very, very important. So without knowledge of computer, you will be not getting even any job like salesperson also in any area. Okay, but here there is a digital divide. When you are comparing with urban areas and rural areas people they don't have the proper computer literacy. So that is the thing which is mainly said here in this article. Okay, so summary says that computer literacy in India needs a reboot to bridge digital divide and to ensure inclusive growth. So if you want to ensure inclusive growth, here we have to focus on this computer literacy and we have to bridge the gap between rural areas and urban areas. So this is the thing which is mainly said in this article. So this article is giving some insights. It is, yes, if you want to get any critical services, so we need digital economy and as well as, so because of this digital economy nowadays, so we increased this quality of life and as well as that led to increasing of opportunities. And next one here is especially schools, they play a vital role. In urban areas, if you join your children in any school, they have one subject like computer science and as well as GK. So they will be knowing about basics of what is computer, so how we have to use, and even they will be having separate computer class at least once in a week. But if you go to rural areas in government schools, is there they are having any computer science related classes? No, not at all. So here schools they play a very important role in equipping students, especially to build the skills. So based on the school which you are joining is also the important thing. Now it plays a very important role in their future because they'll be getting those skills at a very tender age, very young age. And now here government need to focus on targeted programs like how we can increase this computer literacy skills and how we have to reduce the barriers to access digital services, everything. And if you want to focus on the inclusive growth and as well as development, yes, we have to address this challenge of computer literacy. Okay, so whenever we are focusing on this computer literacy and whenever government is providing the skill in this computer literacy, then it will be enhances employability and as well as worker productivity. So when we are using computers, then we can increase the productivity of work, right? And next one is that will also helps for economic growth and even that will reduce socio-economic disparities or differences. So all these things are important things which are given here in this article. So why this computer literacy is important? As I said, the first one is we can get employment opportunities if you're having computer skills. And this one is from education also, like we can improve learning platforms and even you can use Evernote and OneNote to make the notes of the classes and you can store the data in your computers if you're downloading that software. And this one is even if you're having computer literacy, then you can join this online education, online coaching or like any programs. And this one is our day-to-day life will be also become very, very efficient because we can use this online banking services and also we can go for online shopping and we can go for email marketing, social media platforms, everything that we can done if you have only computer literacy. And this one is we can also innovate and we can also focus on problem solving by using this computer technology. So all these are the important advantages of having this computer literacy. Okay, so next let us see the question. Discuss the first one is importance and next one is how it is going to impact employment and education. So very simple question, right? So you can write at least 4 points in importance and you can write how it is going to have the impact on employment 2 points and education 2 points. Okay. Yes, next question is shape of 5-year climate agenda for India. So this article is very important actually and here the keyword is climate agenda. Okay, climate agenda is nothing but climate action. Keyword is climate action. So where we can fit this article? Climate, GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So here you have to understand what is this climate action. So what are the features included and what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages, and if there are any case studies, you can add them. Okay, so here you can expect mains based question, guys. Okay, so here this article is saying that this climate change is happening, increasing of global warming and whatnot. So because of this climate change, we are facing lots and lots of disasters. For example, melting of glaciers, heat waves, increasing of sea level, and whatever the islands are there, so they are vulnerable, right? So all these things are there. So because of this, we have to take proper steps. Proper steps need to be taken to address those issues. So how? What steps can be taken by India? So first one is global leadership. So India has transitioned from a hesitant participant to a bold leader. So nowadays, if you see in any climate related conventions or meetings, yes, India is acting as a global leader. So because of this, we can use those platforms to bring some changes regarding this climate. And next one is we can move towards absolute emission reductions. That means 100% reduction of carbon dioxide emissions. That step we can do. How? We can move towards renewable energy sources completely. So we should not use any fossil fuels or non-renewable sources. Then we can achieve this target. And next you can see like we can focus on sectoral targets for economic growth. Okay, we have to promote economic growth. How? By improving of clean energy sources, by driving clean energy jobs, by focusing on this clean energy. If you are focusing on economic growth, yes, we can increase this target. And next one is state level climate action. So not only at the local level, at the state level, and at the national level, at international level. So these four steps we have to take actions so that we can address this problem of climate change. Okay, and next one is state and central collaboration. Central government and state government, they have to be collaborated properly in the schemes, in the policies, in the laws, so that we can address this topic of climate change. So what is the meaning of climate action? It refers to the efforts made to address climate change. So we are taking some steps to address this climate change, or like to decrease the impact of this climate change, or called as climate actions. So for example, we can take steps like reducing of greenhouse gas emissions, and we can take some steps for addressing of this climate change, etc. And next one is like what are the key aspects of this climate action? So what are the key aspects? So first one is we will be focusing on mitigation. So in this mitigation, we can focus on reducing of emissions, okay, reducing of greenhouse gas emissions, and especially these emissions, they are released from different sectors, like from industries, from transportation, from this agriculture, and as well as making of fossil fuels like production of thermal power, etc. So we can reduce the emissions first, and we can promote this renewable energy. Examples: solar energy, wind energy, thermal energy, solar energy, wind energy, and as well as geothermal energy and hydroelectricity power. And this one is we can focus on energy efficiency. Like we can build buildings which are efficient maintaining of energy. Like they need to have solar panels to generate electricity, like that. And next one is we can focus on carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration means nothing but we have to absorb carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So how? We can increase the forest cover. That thing we can do. And next one is we have to focus on the second step, that is adaptation. So adaptation is the second method of step that we can take in this climate action. The first one is resilient infrastructure. Like we have to build the infrastructure which should withstand the climate change. And next one is we can focus on sustainable agriculture. So whenever you are focusing on sustainable agriculture, we can address two problems. One will be climate change, next one is food security. And next one is we have to focus on water management, and next one is disaster risk reduction. So whatever the risk we have, so we have to reduce that disaster risk. And next step here is we have to focus on policy and governance. Like India can go for international agreements. So India can collaborate with other countries so that we can take some steps. And at the national level, at the local level, we can address this issue. And of course, we have to improve awareness and education of the public. So without the awareness and without education of public, so we can't achieve anything. So entirely depend upon this people. Okay. And next one is we can use some research and development, technologies, etc. so that we can address these issues. Okay, and next topic is what went wrong with Hajj pilgrimage this year. So have you went to Mecca? 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 No? Hajj pilgrimage? No? No idea? No? Okay. So what happened is every year we have this Hajj pilgrimage. So this year it went like a disaster because actually this Saudi Arabia and this Western Asia part comes under desert. So we have very high temperature there. So because of this high temperature, so it had impacted the around 1300 people, there had been casualties. So casualties means nothing but died. Okay, around 1300 casualties they occurred during this year Hajj pilgrimage. So what is the reason? Because of extreme heat in the Saudi Arabia. Okay, and if you see, this article says that Hajj is one of the significant pillar of Islam. So in Islam there is one thing like so each and every one at least once in a lifetime they have to visit this Mecca, right? So because of this what happened, so every year you can see the number around 2 million pilgrims they gather in this Mecca annually. And this pilgrimage, because of this huge gathering, so we will be having normally lots and lots of problems here. So here, what is the problem is this year unauthorized pilgrims, they are from neighboring countries, enter Saudi Arabia on visit visas, especially before Hajj itself. So many people they went to Saudi Arabia with this visit visas, and actually these people they don't have proper documentation and as well as permission. So they are facing extreme conditions. Okay, and these people they have very limited facilities during this pilgrimage period. And now here the Saudi Arabia, because of climate change, they are experiencing very harsh weather conditions. So temperature is more than 50 degrees centigrade. You can imagine 50 degrees centigrade temperature is there, and because of this high number of casualties had been seen in this. And especially people who are unauthorized, they are illegal, so they will be facing obviously a lot of problems. They don't have proper essential resources, and even they are facing economic constraints, and they don't have proper safety, and even they are facing financial vulnerabilities, etc. So that is the thing. And especially because of very huge crowd, so 2 million people, it is not a small number. So what happened in this Hajj pilgrimage, so people they are facing lack of proper health care and proper guidance, increased risk, etc. And even they are some stampedes. Okay, stampede is in news, right? So stampede issues, and what happens? There is no proper planning. There is no proper infrastructure to provide safety of the people. Okay, so this is about this topic, and these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. So that's all guys, and in our Rathods IAS Academy, we are going to start the new batch of GS foundation course, both offline and online. So if you want to be the part of Rathods IAS Academy, and actually I want to say one thing proudly that, so in the last batch, now the students are able to write introduction to essay. Today only we had the first class of essay, and we'll be posting that video in the YouTube soon, so that you can see how our students are writing their introduction in the essay. And next one is already they wrote more than 70 mains answers, and also they had their own sectional test of geography and economy, and they are writing daily test, and they improved a lot, and they are in a condition to even identify the articles in the newspaper which are relevant from our examination point of view. I am very very proud to say this. And if you want to be the student of Rathods IAS Academy, and if you want to be the part of offline or online course, so if you have any queries, you can call me on this number 8074765513. Okay, so this is the number. A new batch is going to be started, so you can call me. And not only this foundation course, we are also having mains answer writing course, NCRT foundation course, and current affairs course. So whichever the course you need, so you can take that course from our app. So for that you have to download our app. The link of our app is given in the description box, so please do download the app. And don't forget to like this class, and please do share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy if you're watching our channel for the first time. And thank you so much guys.